Welcome back to another episode of the Hands On Experience podcast. Again, this podcast is about me coaching you, teaching you, educating you on leadership, career growth, career transitions, and accountability. I didn't do a show last week because I was on vacation, getting ready for the holidays, but I am back and I'm excited about this week's show. I think it's going to add great value to you and anything you're trying to accomplish in your personal life or your professional career. So let's jump right into it. Today, I'm going to go over with you and teach you my 8 step goal setting plan. Okay, so anything you do in life, anything that you're trying to accomplish, you need to set goals. It's like drawing out a map that you need to follow. Just like setting goals is like having your own personal GPS. But there are many benefits and advantages to having and setting goals to work toward. Setting goals help trigger new behaviors, help guide your focus, help you sustain that momentum in life. All right. It also allows you to take control of the will to your life and give you the direction that you want. Okay. Goals help align your focus and promote a sense of mastery. Okay. In the end, you can't manage what you don't measure, and you can't improve on something that you don't properly manage. All right. So setting goals can help you do all of that and more. Setting goals not only motivate you, but it can also improve your mental health and level of personal and professional success. Touching on mental health just a little bit, a lot of people they go into spirals of mental health and even depression because of what they're not able to accomplish in their life. And one of the main reasons is they don't have the help, they don't have the coaching, they don't have the game plan, the GPS that can help them map out the direction they need to go. And that's why they go into a spiral that really affects their mental health. So setting goals can definitely enhance your mental health and put you on the right path. Okay. So the thing about setting goals is you have to have 5 principles. Okay. 5 principles of setting goals is clarity, challenge, commitment, feedback, and task complexity. Okay. Clarity, challenge, commitment, feedback, and task complexity. Okay. Now, when you're setting goals, the key is to relax and be honest with yourself, right? For what you're trying to accomplish. Because at the end of the day, it's 100% for you, no one else. Your goals are for you and no one else. All right. And I'm sure you heard this one before about setting or about developing SMART goals. And I'm sure all of you know what SMART means, SMART. And if you don't, here it is. SMART, the S is for specific. So you know exactly what you're trying to achieve, right? The M is for measurable. So you can have evidence that will prove you are making progress, okay? The A is for attainable. Can you accomplish within a certain time frame? You don't want to stretch your goals out so long. You want to get to it, accomplish it, do what you need to do to attain it. The R is for realistic. Reasonable, and it's reasonable and aligns with your values and long-term objectives. Okay. And the last one, the T, is your goals must be time sensitive. A realistic end date for prioritizing and motivation. Okay. You got to see where you're going to end when setting your goals. All right. So here's 6 tips for setting powerful goals. Okay. One is you must use positive language. Okay. You have to use positive language. You have to believe that it's going to happen. All right. 2 is you have to define how you will measure success. Okay. Define how you're going to measure your success. Okay. Set a timeline. Set a timeline and follow the timeline. Okay. The next one is you got to make sure goals reflect your own desires not someone else's ideas of what you should do or be. We live in a society now where everyone is watching everyone else, especially on social media. And so many people are so fake on social media. As a matter of fact, majority of people are in terms of what they're doing and what they're accomplishing. But a lot of people look at that and they believe that. Okay? So when you're setting your goals, you have to look in that mirror. All right? It's got to be something you desire, not something you see someone else doing, or not something that someone says you should do. All right? The next one is you have to set goals with the appropriate degree of challenge. Right? Neither too easy nor too difficult. You have to stretch yourself, but not so much that you end up discouraged. Okay? You got to have balance. And the last one is the best tip and the most important tip to setting powerful goals is writing them down. You got to write them down and have them in a place where you can see them every single day to hold yourself accountable. It makes no sense to write your goals down then put them away. You can't just remember what you need to do. You need to see them. You need to follow them. You need to follow that GPS of setting powerful goals. Okay? Now, like I said, this is my 8-step goal setting plan. So I'm going to go through each step one by one. Okay? So get a pen, get a paper, whatever you need to do, write it down. All right? But the first step is identifying your goals. It could be one, it could be many. All right? But you have to identify your goals. What do you really want? What do you really want? Dig deep. You know, setting goals and searching for your goals is not something that's very simple, right? So you have to dig deep and think about what it is you really want. You, not no one else. And what specific outcome are you looking for, right? What are you looking for in that goal? What kind of outcome are you trying to get if you accomplish that goal? The next one is what would life look like with that outcome? All right? These are the questions that you have to ask yourself in step one. Okay? What would life look like with that outcome of the goal that you want to achieve? Okay? Step two, you have to reflect on why you want this goal or those goals. All right? And so in step two, here are 11 questions that you must consider on why on reflecting on why you want this goal. All right? The first question is obviously, why do you want this goal? You have to answer that question before you do anything else. Why do you want the goal? Okay? The next one is how will achieving your goal energize your work or career life or your personal life? How will achieving your goal energize your work or career life or personal life? Okay? How will it fulfill and benefit you personally? Right? What will it do for you? What will this goal do for you personally? All right? Does it or they, if you have multiple goals, align with your core values and vision of who you want to be? Okay, you can't have goals that you're trying to accomplish of something that you're not really trying to be, or something you're really not, something that you're not. Put it that way. All right. So does it or they align with your core values and vision of what you want to be? Next question you got to ask yourself on reflecting on your goal is on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the lowest, how serious are you about achieving this goal? So you got to rate your seriousness about achieving the goal. All right, if that number's around 2, 3, or 4, there's some changes that need to be made. You got to find something you're passionate about, because that number needs to be at least 7, maybe even 6, to know that you're serious about that goal. Okay? Next question on reflecting is, why is achieving this goal important to you? Got to ask yourself, why is it important to you to achieve this goal? If you're trying to prove to someone else, then it's not the right goal. You got to prove it to yourself. All right? How will achieving this goal affect other areas of your life? Okay. See, when we set goals, it affects a lot of different things we're trying to do in life. So how will achieving this goal affect other areas of your life? Okay. Is this goal only for you? It better be. You can't have a goal that you're trying to accomplish that's for someone else. Unless, for example, if you have children, if you have kids, that's totally different. You can have a goal that you're trying to accomplish that helps them. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But after that, it's got to be for you. All right. So you got to ask yourself: is this goal or goals? Is this goal or are those goals only for you? All right. The next question in reflecting is: what might you have to give up or stop doing to achieve the goal or goals? And are you willing to stop doing it? See, when you set goals and you go out to try to achieve them, you have to have discipline. You have to have a high level of discipline. All right. So what might you have to give up or stop doing to achieve this goal? And are you willing to stop doing it? All right. You have to ask yourself when you're reflecting on the goal. All right. Again, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the lowest, how sure are you about giving up or stop doing that thing? All right. And again, if that number is low, then we have some thinking to do. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the lowest, how sure are you about giving up or stop doing that thing? Okay. That's going to affect you accomplishing that goal. All right. And the last one in reflecting is, can you achieve this goal on your own? Right? If no, what needs to change for you to be able to achieve this goal on your own? Here's the problem with most people. Most people can't achieve a goal on their own. They need a coach. They need somebody to hold them accountable, keep them on that GPS path and focused. Okay? And the other thing is, a lot of people are just afraid. They let fear keep them from getting a coach and keep them from really going after the goals they want in life. All right. So now, the way to get to a level where you can achieve the goal on your own is by getting help, and that's what a coach does. That's what I do. I help you get on that path to achieving your goals, give you the direction, and then my job is to give you the wheel, put you in the driver's seat, and you're off on your own. Okay. So can you achieve this goal on your own? If no, what needs to change for you to be able to achieve this goal on your own? All right. Step 3, reflection on having your goal now. Okay. Reflection on having your goal now. If you had this goal now, how would you or your life be different? If you had this goal now, how would you and your life be different? Okay. You have to imagine that you having that goal, even though that goal is down the road. It may take months. It could take a year. Depends on what it is and how challenging it is. But you have to imagine having it now and how it would make your life different. That's part of the motivation. That's part of the reflection. Okay. If you could have this goal right now, would you take it? And that's a yes or no answer. Some people would, some people wouldn't, because you may not be ready for it. You may not be ready for that goal. You have to think about it. If you could have this goal right now, would you take it? Yes or no? If no, what concerns do you have? What is holding you back? Okay. If your answer is no, here's 3 questions you have to ask yourself. I just said the first one. What concerns do you have? What is holding you back? The next question is, what would you rather have instead of those concerns? Right? What would you rather have instead of those concerns? And the last question is, if you could have the outcome you want and your concerns all dealt with, would you want your goal now? Right? Okay? So Um, we're still in. I'm still on reflecting. I'm still on reflection on having your goal now. I'm still in step three. Okay. So now, do you feel you deserve this goal? We're still in the now. In step three, in the now. Do you feel you deserve this goal? All right. Think about it. All right. And the last thing in step three is, why do you deserve it? Why do you think you deserve this goal? You have to ask yourself that and answer it. Okay. All right. On to step four. Step four is a personal fact finding mission, right? Which goal is most important to start now? If you have one goal, you've already answered that question. If you have multiple goals, you have to decide which one is most important to start now, because it's very difficult to work on a lot of different goals at the same time. There's too many GPSs that you have to try to follow, okay? And you end up going in a circle, right? So here are three questions that you must consider on your personal fact finding mission. All right. What area of skills do you need to develop? For example, leadership, communication, time management. What area of skills do you need to develop? All right. The next one is, what experience or professional training will help you advance? Okay. Where do your strengths and weaknesses lie? Right? Now, this is a question that you have to look in the mirror and ask yourself what your strengths and weaknesses are. But then to get a more honest opinion, because you can be a little biased to yourself sometimes, especially when trying to say what your weaknesses are. But you can also ask your boss, a coach, your friends, colleagues, co-workers. Ask them what they feel your strengths and weaknesses are. And you get a great idea of what they truly are. Okay? Those are the things you have to do when you're on your personal fact finding mission. All right? Now, step five, you got to make a list and be more specific. And this is from step four. All right? You have to make a list and be more specific. Now, it's time to list out those skills that you need to develop. Okay? Make a list. Every single skill that you need to develop to accomplish that goal. All right? The training and education that you have to pursue. Write that down. If you have to take a course, get a certification, write it down specifically, the training and education that you need to pursue, okay, for that goal. The next one is, you need to decide what relationships you need to cultivate, right? What relationships you need to cultivate to help you accomplish that goal, okay? That's where networking comes in, all right? And then deficits or weaknesses to overcome. List all your weaknesses that you have that you must overcome. List them all out. Be specific in every one of these things that you must list. Okay? It's going to give you a clear view of the direction that you need to go. All right? Step six. Step six. Step six, you have to prioritize. Right? Prioritize. You have to narrow down your list so you can focus your energies on those areas that will be most valuable and where you feel most motivated to act now. Okay? Accomplishing, achieving goals is a challenge, but you want to take the path that not necessarily makes the challenge easier, but makes the challenge smoother to get through. Of course, so that's why you must prioritize. Again, narrow down your list so you can focus your energies on the areas that will be of most value and where you feel most motivated to act now. So this is what you need to do. You need to decide what areas on your list do you want to pursue first. Okay? Is it developing the skills? Is it cultivating relationships? Is it pursuing the education or training? But what area on your list do you want to pursue first? All right. Next, you have to create an action plan to pursue that area. See, a lot of times in life, a plan requires a plan that requires a plan. All right. So create an action plan to pursue that area. So, example, if developing skills is what you want to do first, now, okay, what are some things that you can do? What kind of action plan can you have? First one you could do is hire a coach. Hire a coach that can help you determine more specifically what those skills are. Okay. The next thing you have to do when prioritizing is give yourself a deadline to complete your action plan. So anytime you have an action plan, give yourself a deadline to complete it. So you don't want your goal to drag out forever and ever. You want it to be a time that's set that you want to achieve it. Now, again, it could be a month. It could take 2 months. It could take a year. It could take a couple of years, depending on what you're trying to do. But you want to set a deadline to help keep you on point, on direction, and keep you going in the direction that GPS is sending you, right? Next, when prioritizing, how will you measure your progress? What will your evidence be, right? If you got the action plan going, and you're trying to measure how your progress is moving, all right? You got to decide what kind of evidence you're going to have. What kind of evidence is there going to be to show you that you're making progress, right? What will your evidence be? Okay. Next thing is you got to break down your goals into bite-sized pieces. And I'm still in step 6, right? Prioritizing. You have to break down your goals into bite-sized pieces and then outline the steps and specific tasks you will complete to achieve each goal along with a timeline for each. This step is the key, right? It's where you actually do the work that moves you forward. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you some action plans, some examples of some timeline action plans. No, 3 action plans with timeline examples is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so if the goal is improving your management of direct reports, all right, your action plan might include meeting with team members weekly, giving on-the-spot feedback to 3 people every day, completing a course and becoming a leader coach by a certain date, right? That's a great action plan. Okay, so if your goal is to network more, your action plan might be to attend 3 professional conferences in the next 12 months and connect with a certain number of influential people at each conference, right? Again, these are all examples of action plans to help you put your goals in motion. If your goal is to improve presentations to upper management, you might commit to joining Toastmasters or some networking group or some presentation group and commit to giving your first public speech within the next 3 months. All right? All right, so now moving on to step 7. Step 7 is you have to decide what are the obstacles standing in your way and how will you overcome those obstacles. That's step 7. You got to list out the obstacles that are standing in your way and then list out how you will overcome those obstacles. Okay? Remember what I said, a plan requires a plan. So when you list out those obstacles, now you have to have a plan on how you're going to overcome each obstacle. Okay? Step 8, the final step is accountability. Okay? And this may be the most important step at the end of the day because accountability you're going to need for the first 7 steps to achieve your goal. Uh, so you have to decide how you're going to hold yourself accountable, right? How will you hold yourself accountable? Here's the thing. Obviously, you can get a coach. That's the best thing, to hire a coach, someone like myself. And my thing is, I will hold you accountable and provide you with objective feedback about your path and your progress. And I'll include in there just a gentle push when you need it, but you have to hold yourself accountable. I can't hold your hand. No one can hold your hand. You can get direction, but if someone has to hold your hand step by step, then you're not going to accomplish that goal, right? And at the end of the day, whoever's helping you, they're not going to help you anymore because it's not their job as an accountability coach, right? So I encourage you to not be shy about your intentions of accomplishing a goal, okay? For example, if you're at work and you got goals you're trying to accomplish at work, let your boss know. Let them know you're trying to move up. Let them know you're trying to get another position, okay? Let close colleagues, friends, acquaintances that you truly trust know about your career goals. They will help hold you accountable as well. See, again, you can't do it by yourself. It's too difficult to do by yourself. And make sure you stay focused on how your success will benefit you. Throughout all the challenges, throughout all of these 8 steps, stay focused on how this goal or those goals are going to benefit you at the end of the day when you accomplish them. That's your motivation to understand once it's accomplished, it's going to be a benefit to you. Something that's going to enhance your life, your career. All right. So you gotta stay motivated. Okay. And I talk about in a previous podcast is discipline. Okay. Discipline is what you need, right? Motivation is going to get you going. Discipline is going to keep you going, not motivation. Because you lose motivation when you hit the challenges. And that's what discipline takes over. And see, the thing you have to understand is you're doing it, whatever you're trying to do, whatever goal you're trying to accomplish, you're doing it because it's something that needs to be done. Not because you're motivated. You're doing it because you made a commitment to do it. Not because you're motivated to do it. All right? The motivation and the passion is what got you started. Your commitment to discipline and taking those steps and going through those 8 steps that I just showed you. Your discipline to doing that is what's going to get you to that goal or to those goals. All right? So, again, that's a wrap for this show. I hope everyone had a great Christmas holiday and prepare for the new year. And these goals right here, or this 8-step goal setting plan that I just laid out for you, is something that you need to take with you into the new year, okay? Because a lot of people set New Year's resolutions, right? And the thing about it is New Year's resolutions never work, okay? People set New Year's resolutions and they go into the new year because it's just a thought. A New Year's resolution is a thought. It's not a plan. So going into the new year, you need to set a plan of action. Set the goals out. Go through these 8 steps, all right? Not resolutions. Set a plan with your goals. And these 8 steps that I just presented to you is your plan, okay? Stick to it. Get help. Get a coach. Again, I'm not hard to find, okay? I always give my information at the end of my shows. You can reach me on my email at reggie.hanson@hansoncoaching.com. You can go to my website at hansoncoaching.com. Sign up or book a call for a consultation. You can find me on all my social media so you can learn what I'm really about. Okay? My podcast, The Hands-On Experience, can be heard on Apple, Amazon Music, Spotify, Anchor, Google. The video version can be seen on Spotify. All right? So make sure you listen, subscribe, share. Most importantly, download. Download each episode. That way you can have it right in convenience for you. So when you need that inspiration, that motivation, and the direction. All right. So have a great day, and I will see you next week. All right.